recording, so awesome.
Yay!
Hi everybody, welcome. Welcome to the
Yo.
Horrors. We are on episode 29, I believe. So still rolling strong. Give me a second. Let me get it transitioned over to so everyone can see everybody.
Whoop, whoop.
Can we just congratulate ourselves on 29 episodes?
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool.
That's
It
craziness.
is. Yep, absolutely. 29 episodes of this, plus the 4 episodes of the short shot, plus a few weeks off
my
here and
gosh.
there, and yeah, I mean, I think campaign-wise, we're pushing close
We're
to a
almost
year.
halfway.
A year?
July will be a year for Stephanie and me.
Wow.
Mhm.
So probably beginning of June will be a year since the campaign started, which is completely awesome.
And just so you all know, next week I will be in Kentucky and will not be able to make the next session.
Well, so there you go. I was going to
Well-
ask if we had any announcements. So no Terrence next week.
Well,
How
let's
dare
make
you.
this one a great episode for Terrence.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're killing Terrence this episode, right?
Yes, that's what that means.
Possibly.
Yes.
Depends on the next few minutes.
Right?
Depends on what he decides to do. You
Yeah.
just stand in front.
It actually does depend on the next few minutes.
I know. Thought about that.
Kind of does. All right. Stephanie, I believe you have got our prayer, so we'll turn it over to you.
Sure. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for being exactly who you are, perfect in every way, gracious and righteous, merciful, but enacting wise judgment. Please, Lord, grace this night with good rolls, good times, good friendships. May we be lights that shine for you. Please give us wise counsel on what we are to do with our individual characters. And above all, Father, let nobody die. In your name we pray. Amen.
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 Ugh. Well, with that prayer, let me put the dragon away.
Dragon?
I'm kidding.
The friendly dragon who is coming to aid us, yes?
That is
I
fantastic.
kid.
We ended last week
No
hearing...
dragon has ever been friendly that we've encountered.
Seralda?
No dragon has. She
Um,
wasn't
I
exactly
mean,
friendly.
Serena
She
was
just
friendly-ish.
I
wasn't,
call
she
it
just
friendly.
wasn't attacking us right off the bat.
Friendly
I
is
wouldn't
relative
exact-
to dragons?
That is true. Friendly can be very, very relative. So if you didn't catch us last week, I would apologize that the video's not going to be up till tomorrow, but that's actually kind of on purpose. I wanted this to be really just as fresh as it possibly could be. I didn't want people to, I didn't want you guys to watch it and try to figure out different things. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I had the video ready to go this morning. I was going to put it up at like noon. I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to put it up tomorrow. So, it'll premiere tomorrow at 7 Eastern. So, check it out.
Really?
I'm
Damn.
planning on trying to have this video done fairly quickly. That way it's just kind of back to back, so that you're able
Nice.
to watch those.
Okay.
So,
So let's look at the scene where we left
yes.
Well, where we left it was we just killed
Let
us.
Brandon-
We heard. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Go ahead.
You were kind of spot on to where I was going. So the group was able to fend off the kind of invading undead that attacked during the night while the group slept within a set of ruins in the Freelands of Ore. They fought off a decaying Death Knight along with 3 giant skeletons, and afterwards, after combat had ended, you could hear what sounded like the familiar sound of more giant skeletons dragging their swords behind. So, at this point, I believe the group had decided that they were going to leave. I'll let you guys figure out what exactly you're going to do.
Yes.
We're fleeing.
So the
yeah.
one
We gotta
thing
run,
I'm
guys.
doing is I am heading straight to Devlynn. to see
Same.
what aid that I can give him. And so I think I need to find out where he's at. Is he able to get up and move? Or do I need to do a healing on him first and get him up to move? Or do I need to just pick him up and go?
I would say,
And
for
that
the
was
sake
where I
of
was
this, I'm gonna have you make a medicine check.
I'll grant assistance.
I don't need it. 20.
Yeah.
A dirty
20. Okay.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of at first glance, looking at Devlin, it doesn't appear, from a physical standpoint, that he's not tore open. There's no huge gashes or anything like that. There are bits of dry blood and still some wet blood that seem to have kind of run out of his ears, kind of down his neck, and onto kind of the collar of his pirate shirt, if you will.
Okay. So I guess the first thing I'm going to do is, Devlin, can you get up and run with us, or do you need some help? And if he's not answering, then I'm going to do cast second level.
Do you look at his
second
face?
level cure wounds. Huh?
Do you look at his face?
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking right at you. I'm talking right to you.
He does not have pupils.
I look at Devlin. Can I assess what the cause is of this?
Um,
Y'all want to do this
No.
right now?
Yes.
no,
All right.
just by looking, no.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can I perceive? That was almost at 18. Never mind. I look at Terrence and I say, I think it's got something to do with Jormungandr.
Okay, then I'm going to. I'm assuming that Devlin is a slight build, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to try to pick him up so that we can run out of there.
Okay, I'll just have you
Taking
make.
you guys so long.
I'll have you make a
Go.
strength check.
All right. How about a 26?
A 26. You just kind of. I tell you, I'll make it stylistic. You take Devlin, you grab one of his legs and you kind of roll towards him a little bit, and you just kind of like roll him into a fireman's carry.
Okay.
Albus, does Mara need to carry you?
Oh, we'll definitely go faster that way. I'm a little tiny legs.
I
I
just
need my
gave
hand free so that I can.
I'm gonna signal
Or rear.
Mara to pick up Albus because Raj is a little exhausted.
All right. So I'll do a quick strength check. Yep, 16.
I was down to 4 HP, but I just gave myself a health potion. I'm now at 19.
Okay. All right. All right. So at this point, Albus, you've hopped on to Mara, just kind of piggyback wise. Terrence has Devlin over both shoulders and kind of the back of his head, and yeah.
Raja throws his sword back on his back, recalls his javelin, straps it to his side, and hobbles out of there with the rest of the party.
Can we determine which direction the sounds are coming from so we can go the other way?
Make a perception check.
All of us?
I do
Yeah,
one as well.
yeah. If anybody that wants to make one can make one.
Don't bother. Natural 20.
Okay.
Okay, I did a 15.
So based on, so now, all right. So I've got you all out, kind of on the world map now.
Yeah.
And let me transition over here so people can see it. So sound-wise, you were hearing a lot of it come from this way.
Hang on, let me look at roll 20.
Basically to
Okay.
your immediate west and your immediate east, and remember north of you is the large kind of lake. So really,
We
We're gonna
can't
go
go
south.
north.
right.
We can't go
South it is.
south.
Yeah.
It is. All right,
We
let's
need
book
to
it.
head south.
All right. So
So I'm gonna have Muriel come close to me, and also Raja. I'm gonna call them over, And as each one of them comes by, I'm going to cast a level 3 Cure Wounds on each of them.
Thank you.
So, Muriel,
Yeah.
I'm getting your... Sorry, did that.
Can I also dig through the bag of holding and get another health potion just to have on me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get another grater out.
Alright, so Muriel, you get 16 points.
Thank you.
Raja, I'm getting you for 13.
Thank
I'm
you.
sitting at right about half. I might actually make it.
So, wherever we're going, that's where I will try to do something with Devlynn. But until then, I am just running with him on my shoulder, praying that he, literally praying that he's all right. Asking Jehovah right now for aid to help him and to bring him back. So I don't know if that means anything to the DM, but that is what I'm doing while I'm running.
Oh, got it.
Terrence, what's going on with Devlin? Does he need healing?
I do not know.
It's not physical. He's got no pupils. It's something else.
Oh.
All right, so at this point, I would say with the rain followed with the terrain, not exactly the easiest terrain to get through. I'm gonna have everybody make a Constitution saving throw, with the exception of Devlin and Albus.
Right, 'cause they're being carried.
Because they're being carried, literally.
So, 14 total.
Son of a gun.
22.
It was a natural 1 plus 6.
Okay.
Ooh, ow.
Off to a great start.
Now remember, anytime you guys are near me, you get a +2 on your saves.
Okay, then it's an 8.
With a nat
Or
one.
sorry, or a 9 with a nat 1 base, yeah.
So Muriel is sliding through the dirt.
I'd be
It's,
Raja would be running with Muriel, so can I assist her in any sort of way?
No.
Not on a nat 1.
No, not on that one. Alright, so, 15 and above.
Well, I hit 14, so mine's not good.
Alright, so...
24 with Terrence's +2.
Alright, so Mara and Raja. You guys are fine. Muriel, Terrence, just as you guys are trying to make your way out of... kind of out of the area into the woods. It's not the easiest terrain that you've gone through, so I mean, you're just taking thorns and gashes and all that. So each of you take just 3 points of, we'll call it slashing damage, just kind of getting caught here and there with some different things.
How many?
3.
You said 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And then from an exhaustion standpoint, each of you were at level 2 exhaustion.
where in the world do you find that? I've been looking.
So it's in your, if you're on your card, your player screen in D&D Beyond, if you click on conditions down at the bottom.
I'm not finding. I don't see conditions anywhere.
Oh, if you go next to your defenses by your AC.
It's right underneath your HP in D&D Beyond.
Got it.
Oh, conditions.
Cool.
Okay. I see it now. Okay. Sorry
Exhaustion
about that.
level 2. Great.
Oh.
I'm gonna put Raja at level 1 just because of like how much healing and damage he took during the battle.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I would say, as hard as you guys are having to run to get out of there, 2 will be full force, 1 will be half. So Raja, yeah, you're at 1. Mara's also at 1.
Our speed is halved.
Speed is halved.
And disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So at this point, you guys have made your way out of the Freelands. There's a distinct change once you hit the kind of different terrain. You go kind of from this dead, gray, murky-looking area into kind of the familiar grasslands, followed by, a fairly thick, not necessarily large enough to be considered a forest, but a decent size,
Like a thicket?
like a thicket, but with, some taller trees in there. You guys at this point are several miles north of the city of Neverwater. You are probably a few days journey away from Deer Glen, as well as Dragonstar.
Okay.
Are we still being pursued by the undead?
Make a perception check
With disadvantage?
with disadvantage.
Anyone want to look with me?
I will.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll roll a flat roll then.
So disadvantage is just without the plus, right?
No, disadvantage
No,
is roll
disadvantage.
2 and take the lower.
Okay.
I rolled a 7 even with a flat, so
There you
never
go.
mind.
So Mara's at a 15.
I got a 4.
Ooh, I got an 8.
Well,
So we're not seeing anything.
It's fine. It's fine.
We are
We're
batting
good,
a
guys.
thousand. Batting a thousand.
I'm gonna look behind me as she is, as she, from her back and see if I see anything. Not much. 11.
Yeah, I mean, from what you guys can tell, just kind of listening, you don't hear, you don't perceive to hear anything. By
Right.
this point, let's see, it was the middle of the night, fight went on, took off running. By this point, it is probably early morning. Sun is up. It is obviously very, very well shaded within the trees. Cool breeze coming off of the ocean to your east kind of pushes through. Yeah,
Are we stopping?
I don't
Can
know.
we stop?
I would say that it was probably be a good idea if we stopped. At
Yeah, we
least
just-
took a short rest to start and to ascertain what's going on with Devlynn if we can, and get any healing that we can do.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna take a short rest.
How many potions of healing do we have?
I have in the bag of holding right now. I gotta take one out. I have 2 left.
Okay.
I might have a couple. Hold on. I have inventory. I have a couple that I've held on to. I have I have 4 potions of greater healing available.
I'm taking
Uh,
one of
one-
them.
You're gonna take one of them? Okay.
And remember on your short rest that you can expend your hit die too.
Hit die. That's what I'm doing. I am.
So
You get 2 hit points back.
We try and hide ourselves, because we're in trees. We're among trees, right?
yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Try
I'd
and
say if
hide.
we just find a place where we could where we can close group and only one of us has to stand watch, maybe
Like
2
at
at
the base
most.
of a giant tree or something.
Hmm.
And maybe, hey, I have a feature that I've never used before where I can talk to small animals. So I'll ask them if they know of a little nook or something where we could kind of hide.
Ooh, you never get to use that.
But we haven't been really in a forest in ever.
It's true.
We've always been places where there are no animals.
I'm at full, guys, so I don't need any more topping off.
Hold on.
I am going to go to Devlynn.
I'm gonna follow
And-
you.
I'm going to do I'm going to cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds, because if nothing else, at least all the little wounds and stuff that he probably could have taken as we went through everything, I can at least cure everything, and I'm going to see if that does anything for him.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and cast it at 2nd level for 9 points.
Okay. So, as you're watching and kind of this radiant light fills Devlin, There's absolutely no change in his physical and or mental state.
All right. Is there anything that would, and maybe there's no precedent for this, and maybe this is just me hoping that real world stuff.
Stop. I feel for a pulse. Does he have a pulse?
Make a medicine check.
Can I assist her with that since I'm the...
Hey, I've got to make sure you even know where to check a pulse.
You roll. I can't roll for crap tonight. You roll, Jesse.
I got a 12.
Okay. I will say with a 12, and the only reason I'm giving it to you is because I would assume that Albus probably would have read some type of books at some point, because that's what he tends to do.
He's proficient in medicine.
Also, with his proficiency in medicine, there is a pulse. It is extremely weak.
Oh, no.
Right, so I'll tell them that.
Terrence, what you're doing isn't helping. Do you have any kind of restorative magic?
I have a
Devlynn,
lesser restoration.
I'm gonna have you I'm gonna have you roll a d20.
Who? Oh, Devlynn.
Devlynn.
I would need to do a long rest, and then I can do revivify.
Revivify only works within a minute.
And that's if they die. He's not dead yet.
Yeah.
He's on his way.
But that's or remove curse, but I'm not sure this is a curse.
Do it.
Well, the problem is I don't have those spell slots.
You don't have a slot?
No.
I just messaged you, Brandon.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right.
Discord.
Yeah.
However, features and traits. Well, there's a thing on.
I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts. And I'm going to go into his mind while he still has one.
Yeah, my lay on of hands won't do a thing.
May I go into his mind?
Give me a second. Give me just a second here. Alright, so, Muriel, as you begin to probe into Devlynn's mind, everything goes completely black.
Okay. This isn't customary. Is it the blackness of the interior of his mind, or the blackness of there being no mind left?
As you continue to search around, you suddenly hear what sounds to be a group of men speaking. can't quite decipher what they're saying. But as you listen more intently, you hear one really over the others, barking orders at people.
What are the orders?
I'm just gonna have you do a straight D20 roll.
D20?
D20.
Okay. 1 moment, please. Directed to everyone? Not that it matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Let's not repeat last week.
And I need you to beat a 5.
Well, I hit a 5.
Okay, so meets beats.
If it meets,
It meets beats. Alright, so...
Thank God,
As-
because I have not rolled above a 10 all night.
As you listen more intently, you start getting the feeling that something doesn't want you there. And you could tell that it was starting to try to push you out. But you were able to hold on. As you listen more intently, you realize, after a quick second, you feel, and it's the strangest thing, because you shouldn't be able to feel. You're in someone else's mind. And you're smacked across the face with the bone-chilling feeling of getting hit with a wave.
Oh, wow. That's unusual.
You very quickly understand that you are absolutely on a boat.
Okay. I made it. What do I see?
As you begin to look around, and Devlynn, I'm going to have you do a little input here. As Muriel begins to peer around this ship, she sees... Is this a young Devlynn that she is seeing? Looks like it. Could possibly be.
He doesn't have a mustache yet.
It's not. But who on earth is at the wheel of this ship? Who's barking the orders down? And one name rings out. Muriel, I'm gonna have you roll another d20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just making sure because you periodically cut out just a touch on me. It's probably my...
It's probably me. I'm messing with the sensitivity on my mic because sometimes it likes to spike really high.
Uh-huh. 11.
11, alright.
Above a 10!
Above a
Yay!
10, you're getting there. You barely hang on. As what continues to try to push you out of Devlynn's mind pushes even harder. This time, however, you take 13 points of psychic damage.
I am resistant to psychic, so that halves to 7.
Okay. So as you're listening,
For once, it comes in handy.
exactly. As you listen, you hear one of the crew yell up to the wheel. Lord Captain! Where are we going? Devlynn.
Say that one more time. What's his name? Lord what?
He only says Lord Captain. So, Devlynn,
Oh.
if you would,
All right.
why don't you explain who this Lord Captain is?
Physical presence alone is enough to make Muriel feel uneasy looking at him.
So he's big. Or just imposing.
He is a presence. Well dressed. A magnificent, well-kept beard.
Much like mine.
Much like. More dark red.
Not like mine.
Braided together in a very fashionable way. By all accounts, he would look like a proper gentleman. A seafaring gentleman. But just looking at him, every fiber of your being is in terror. That if you turn around, there will be a knife at your throat, a sword in your gut, and a cold, small voice. Remember, Lord Captain Hornsail never gets crossed. But he never has to say it. You don't build a reputation of fear for nothing. Because then reputation does all the work for you.
Thank you, Devlin. Muriel. Let's roll another d20.
Come on, baby, roll low. Or high.
You have to beat a 5.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I'm using inspiration.
Okay.
I'm rolling again.
Oh my gosh.
You're telling me, Dennis. 17.
Okay.
That was my Jehovah inspiration. Sorry, guys. I know
There you
that
go.
was our nuclear option.
Yeah. All right.
I burst that bubble for us. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was needed. Somebody was going to use it.
May as well be me.
Muriel, just as quickly as you're looking around the ship, the scene suddenly goes black yet again.
This is very different than Mara's mind. I think she's a much simpler soul.
As you gather your thoughts, you quickly realize that you are underwater.
Oh, goody.
You panic for a moment. Not sure if you're drowning, but realize fairly quickly that, oddly enough, you're not. But you're also not swimming, and you're not floating. Yet you are surrounded by leagues and leagues of ocean. as no more than a few hundred feet in front of you, you see the ship that you were once on, now crumpled at the bottom of the sea.
Can I locomote towards it?
Certainly. You walk across the bottom of the ocean like it's like you're walking on land.
Oh. Well, that's convenient. Does the wreck look old?
It does.
Is it occupied?
It's not. You could have sworn minutes ago you were on that ship.
Can I try to speak? Does sound carry in this, like, dream water?
I don't know. You can certainly try.
I'm gonna try to say something.
Okay. What you gonna say?
Something.
Something? Okay.
It's a dad joke for you.
Something echoes out.
Okay, so I can make noise. I'm gonna shout for Devlynn.
Okay.
And I'll thaumaturgy, so it's 3 times louder.
Okay. So as you scream out for Devlynn, you don't get Devlynn. And just as quickly as it came into motion in the picture, your mind draws black again.
Son of a gun.
As you regain consciousness this time.
Is that what now?
As you regain
Lose
consciousness.
Oh. Goody.
You really?
So I got kicked out?
You did. You realize that you're still underwater.
So I'm still in his mind.
You're still in his mind.
Okay, thank goodness.
I'm gonna have you do another D20 roll.
I'm sweating. I am fountaining under the arms. You don't understand.
You need to beat an 8.
No promises. Oh my god. Another nat 1.
Oh my god. You're violently thrown out.
Yeah, you get kicked on my butt.
Your night, is it?
It is not. Oh my gosh.
You don't get kicked out of Devlin's mind.
Oh.
But a searing pain that you can feel begins to shoot through your body.
Oof.
And you take
Right, how much we talking?
60 points of psychic damage. Luckily, you can half it.
How much?
With your half, it'd be 30.
Okay. Okay. I'm lucky I'm resistant or that would have killed me.
Yeah.
Okay. This time I'm gonna yell, Yarmungandr of the Deep! I would hold court with you. Show yourself! I know you're here!
You begin to hear almost a laugh. And as you kind of start gaining the picture of what's around you, you realize that you're still underwater, but as you walk forward on kind of the stone outcropping, behind you stands a several 100-foot wall of rock. So you're just kind of on this, like, jutted out point. And as you walk towards that edge, there's a whirlpool that is formed underwater that's kind of seemingly going into this abyss. And that laughing seems to be coming from there.
He's gonna make me go in there. Well, if I drop unconscious, I lose the spell, so I'm going to be kicked out one way or another.
I'd say right now you're probably a good 20, 30 feet back. So you do have room to where you can walk forward. You're not standing right at the edge, about to jump. Unless, of course, that's what you're wanting to do.
Well, if he won't come to me, I've got to go to him.
So as you draw closer to the edge, I'm assuming, from within the whirlpool, you watch as this gigantic head emerges. And the body that seems like it goes on forever. And toward the end, you start to see what seems to be the gleaming of a shell making its way out of this abysmal pool that's at the bottom. And
I kind of envision like a snapping turtle when they extend their necks extra long out of their shell.
Yeah, that's kind of what I pictured it as well.
I will, no one's there to witness it, so she feels okay to do it. Muriel will prostrate herself. And, like, full on, like, respect bow to this great creature.
Okay.
Why are you here?
I seek to parlay for the life of Devlynn Tornsail. You remember him. He's your champion.
This one's life belongs to me.
Yes. It is yours to take and give as you will. He has disappointed you.
No.
And it's our fault. My fault.
He has failed me.
That's on me. Not on him. He does not deserve your ire. I do. He does not deserve to die for something I made him do. Punish me. Punish us, not him. He cannot redeem himself if he is dead. You will have to raise a new champion, one you do not know. Do you wish to trust the mission of acquiring these eggs to someone you do not know? He is surrounded by powerful friends, our group. If you kill him and raise a new champion, you are starting over. And you do not know what the results may be. We can aid him. But only if you let him live. Please.
What would you give?
What do I have that you might want?
A life for a life. You are touched.
You broke up,
You are already touched.
If you would break his control, break his hold on me, then what he has would be yours. That's right.
Muriel, as you stand pleading with Jormungandr, your familiar tentacle that's been with you for years suddenly dries underwater and crumbles to ashes.
I reach a shaking hand to my forehead and I feel the scars all around where I've cut it off. I've burnt it off. And it's just gone now. Never to regrow.
As you look down at your left arm, a new mark emerges. It appears to be a small turtle with various other designs and runes around it.
You did not just give me the 90s spring break tribal tattoo.
Oh, completely. Just say thank you that it's not a tramp stamp. You're welcome.
Dang it. Muriel would have preferred. No, I'm kidding. And your champion?
He has failed me twice.
I will ensure he doesn't fail you a third. Please, restore him.
If a third failure occurs, it will not be me who kills him. It will be you.
I will nod and I will, as salute to my new patron.
I'll have you do one more d20 roll.
Alright. Hang on. Dang mouse won't work on this glass desktop.
Put a piece of paper down.
I don't own any right now.
Oh.
Just be glad we're both rolling really bad, because you had to beat a 4.
Oh,
So,
Trade out the dice, Muriel.
right?
they're digital.
Change out to digital dice.
Change the digital dice.
Fine, I'll do it.
So,
Go on Google and get digital dice there or something.
At first.
So, as you As you kind of peer off into the abyss, as Jormungandr kind of slowly and methodically makes his way back down into the whirlpool, the ever-familiar presence of blackness fills around you again.
It feels different this time. It feels less threatening, somehow. It feels like a place that I've always had in me, but never realized.
So as you finally regain consciousness, you're back in the woods.
I would like to cough up phantom seawater.
Yeah, I won't even make you roll for it. Yeah, absolutely. As you kind of come to and lean up, yeah, you just kind of, you spit what looks like lungs and lungs. Just like that. Of seawater out. You begin pulling just brine and barnacles and
Ew.
starfish off of you.
Come on.
Muriel?
Those are kind of interesting.
Devlynn! Where is he? How is he?
I look over to see how Devlynn is.
Okay. As you look, what little color that typically inhabits Devlynn, because he's a pretty pasty white guy.
He is an elf. That's racist.
There is some color that is kind of returned. His eyes have yet to open, and when they do, there's still no pupil there. But
He promised me. Terrence! Try again!
I go over there and I just kind of shake him a little bit gently, trying to wake him up, see how he's doing. Prepare my lay on of hands.
Did it go well? What happened in there?
Why are you coughing up water?
Yeah, really though.
When did you get a tattoo?
When did you get a turtle?
I want to know, do I notice that she doesn't have her tentacle anymore?
make an investigation check.
I did it!
How about a 19?
I broke him. I broke his hold on me.
As she approaches, yeah, one of the first things that you notice is that she no longer has her tentacle. She now has what appears to be a turtle tattoo. And I would say, because you are standing next to Devlynn, that you notice that on his left arm there are now 2 scarred gouges that run basically like bands. Yeah. Yeah, horizontal, not vertical.
Okay.
And there's 2 of them. Far enough apart that there's no way you could mistake them for being like one. It is 2 distinct cuts that go all the way around. So
Terrence looks over at Muriel. Muriel, I see you no longer have your tentacle. And
I made a
Devlynn,
trade.
what?
I made a trade.
You made a trade.
I
Big
Care
smile on
to
you.
go into some detail there, Muriel?
can't believe it worked. Devlynn's gonna be fine.
When?
Eventually. That's all I know. But we're linked now. We share a patron.
Okay. That's a good thing, I think, right?
Depends. Because if we don't give those dragon eggs back next time, I have to kill Devlynn.
Well, I mean, you did threaten him with that before.
Well, things change.
It sounds like you have a lot to tell us.
Yeah.
Word vomit. Everything that we just experienced together, you now know.
Okay, so I
described that with word vomit.
So from okay, so Rachel, I know you got here late. So hi, by the way, we missed you.
Hi.
So kind of catching you up from
Hi, Rachel.
from what you missed. So Muriel did a dive into Devlin's mind.
Dive pun fully intended.
Yeah, exactly. She kind of bounced around through some different memories and such. Ended up face to face with Jormungandr. That was the last piece that you saw there. So,
Yep.
you guys can talk amongst yourself for a moment while I regain my voice.
Oh, that was stressful. Yeah.
Okay, I think we need to. Hold on. Can I look around from the stump we are and listen and see if I can hear any more dragons or any more noises that sound like things coming after us? We've been sitting here for.
That's what I was going to ask
Yeah,
you.
yeah, sure. I'll have Raja and Albus. You guys can make perception checks.
Perception?
Yeah.
Did you say perception?
Yep.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
A nat 20.
All right. Well, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah. So as you're listening, you hear the footsteps of probably just some local wildlife. Maybe a deer, a few squirrels here and there, but nothing of the undead sorts. So at least kind of from what you can tell, it doesn't seem like you ran into any issues. At this point, Devlynn is still he's still out cold. Again, it does look like he has gained a little bit of color, kind of within himself, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
So,
I think we're safe. I don't hear anything.
yeah.
Maybe we should stay here a little bit longer.
I'm thinking that we should stay here until, so get everybody comfortable for now. We're in a safe place. We need to rest. We can't keep traveling and not have the ability to defend ourselves. We have Devlynn who's knocked out. Maybe this is our best chance to rest and take a really good long rest until close to the morning when we can get up and maybe move out just before sunrise.
I agree.
Yes, I was going to say that, but it's already morning if you saw.
Yeah,
So,
I was thinking we stay until the next morning.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Maybe
yeah,
find some food.
Okay.
And
I'll go then.
I'll talk to the squirrels and ask them to keep an eye out or a nose out for anything rotting moving around.
Love it. That's awesome. Alright, so whoever's gonna do hunting, Raj, I believe that was you. Make a survival check. Actually, I'm gonna have everybody go ahead and make a survival check, with the exception of Devlynn, because he's just kind of there.
I got a 9.
Devlin's just vibing on the floor.
Yeah.
He's just chill.
16. I don't kill us with berries.
16 as well.
It's sad. My survival's a +6. I got a 9.
Gosh.
I got a nat 20 for 23.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
I'm not gonna do any hunting, but like all the gathering and setting up camping.
I got a dirty 20.
Get it,
So,
Mara?
and Mara, what would you be doing? Would you be hunting, gathering?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I think she would be attempting to hunt, I guess.
Alright.
I don't know.
Um,
She's never had to
Warhammer.
survive like this before.
You have something to throw?
Steal things, maybe.
I
but,
would
like,
say from a hunting standpoint,
I got some daggers.
Mara does fairly well, and she's able to bring back a few pieces of game, accompanied with Albus's gathering. It's definitely enough for a decent meal.
I find that I can now smell water, so I find fresh water for us.
Oh, there you go.
My role.
So as
Like,
you guys kind of set and make camp, and Albus, I'm going to say with your nat 20 that you're able to convince a few other small animals to also keep watch, kind of for the evening. So I will say, at least from that point, that you guys are able to get a long rest in.
Thank
If
God.
you had exhaustion 2, instead of it being wiped out, you're going to go down to 1. If you had 1, it's gone.
Okay. So I'm now at
What'd
The
you say?
exhaustion, you said?
So if you had level 2 exhaustion, you're now at level 1. If you were at level 1, you're at 0.
Okay.
I'm just gonna conk out. Like I'm tired. Like we just got done fighting and then we ran and then so
Sweet.
So how did we
good
get
thing.
that level of exhaustion?
From having to haul
Battle,
butt
yeah.
out of the swamp ruins area.
Oh.
From running for our lives.
and you were carrying me while you were doing it.
Gotcha.
Thanks for that, by the way.
Devlin.
You're welcome, I guess.
She's still mad at you, Albus.
I don't notice. I'm too tired.
A lot of things you don't seem to notice.
Just like a man.
Yeah.
Well, if we had a moment to breathe, where like
Oh,
we weren't
you're one to
dying,
talk. You're one
I
to
know.
talk, Terrence. You didn't even know she was your sister since you
for
met
months.
her. Don't talk to him about failing perception checks.
Hey, he
She's
got it
got a
before she
point.
did.
I am
Yeah.
literally one of the only people in Dragonstar that has pink hair, and none of y'all put 2 and 2 together, so I'm a little mad at you too. Just saying.
There's a point.
Fight.
All that
fight.
time I spent on the streets, cold and hungry.
To be fair, he figured it out before you did.
And to be fair, I wouldn't have spent that much time in Dragonstar. I would have been out.
That doesn't make her any
So
less
good.
mad at you.
It's like his way of saying, not only did he not know, he did not care. I'm not trying to start anything, but just saying.
Just saying.
Hey, I thought you were dead.
Obviously.
Can I sit next to Devlin?
Sure.
Like whatever state his sleeping form is in. I'm assuming it's sleep.
Catatonic fetal
or else
position.
this is gonna be real weird. It's gonna get freaky fast. Can I? So he's in the fetal position, but is he unconscious or is he just?
Oh no, he's
curled up real
still
tight?
out.
Oh, he's out. Okay. I'm gonna like poke him in the ear.
Nothing.
Hey, Wake up. Wake up, you slick bastard. I got stuff to say to you.
There goes Muriel poking the Devlin.
Language.
Sorry.
I said poking.
No, he's talking to me about the B word.
You get no response out of Devlin.
Screw it. I'm going in his mind.
Okay. It's a little bit easier of a trip inside this time.
Yeah. Let's be honest, anything's easier than that.
Except at this point when you get in, memories seem like they're overlapping. You're certain that you're on a ship, but you're not moving. And as you look over, you're on land.
I'm not moving, or the ship's
Ship's not moving. And you're on the ship, and it's not moving.
Okay.
So as you look over, the rail, no people. As you look over, the ship is on land.
Oh. I'd say this is an improvement.
As you veer off...
Devlynn! As much as I enjoy this trip down memory lane, I'd like to check on you.
I don't know of any other way to do it, so it's gonna sound weird, but I'm gonna have you make a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah.
Can I add guidance to this one?
Sure.
Thank you. 12 total.
Okay, meets beats.
Woohoo!
Apparently I'm gonna be changing out my dice after tonight. You start to get the idea that Devlin's definitely home. He's there.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to be found.
Well, if you want to sulk, you've got about another 8 hours to do it. Afterwards, we're going to have to haul your body. And I'd much rather you walk.
At this point, I would say that with as much time as you've spent in people's minds, you're fairly certain that he is both mentally and just kind of spiritually drained. Like the havoc that has been wreaked upon his brain by Jormungandr after his failures has just kind of left him in this state. And the last time that you had heard of this type of thing happening was a very long time ago in some of your research with Hermaeus. And you remember hearing that the specific test subject ended up having to go to a temple. And basically be healed at a temple. Like there's such a There's such a strong disconnect in Devlin's brain right now.
I'm gonna sigh and stare up at the fake sky. And then I'm gonna plunk down on the sand of this. I envision it as an island that this ship is like wrecked upon.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna plunk down on the sand and just exist there. And basically not let him feel like he's alone. And I'll build a little sandcastle with one hand until the spell runs out.
Okay.
And when I come out of it, I'm gonna tell the group. I think the damage that Jormungandr wrought requires more than the healing we can provide. We are going to need to visit a temple and have Devlynn healed there.
So here's a question for you, DM. Knowing that, Terrence having been a paladin in this area, would he have knowledge of the temples in Neverwinter since they were fairly close to Dragonstar?
So Neverwater does not have any temples.
Or Neverwater, I'm sorry. So would he know where the closest one is in this area?
The two that you're for certain that you would know of. One is in the royal city of Namar. The other is in Dragonstar.
Okay. Well, Dragonstar would be closer to us, so...
Where is Dragonstar? Am I just not...
if you go down...
Uh-huh.
Yeah, go down near Stormhaven. That's where Dragonstar is. It's
How
out
far
of
away
our
is
way.
that?
It's as far away as the city of Namar, I think, but the difference is we don't have to go through the woods to get there.
But Namar is closer to our end goal of...
This is what, yeah. One of the
Bolden.
things that...
So,
But if you recall...
Make no mistake, if we mess up and lose another egg, Devlynn dies.
We were also advised to stay out of the royal capital.
Yes,
Advised.
we were.
We can disguise ourselves and bring him in.
If we go to Dragonstar, I know the temple there.
Now, Lord Storm is a pawn at this time of the Eldritch Knights and Donovan.
And he's down in Stormhaven,
Okay.
which
But
is
we
near
have to be
Dragonstar. But
We have to be aware. We're back on that territory. We're back in enemy territory, like we ever left.
I was gonna say we were in enemy territory on the other side. Now we're on this side. So
We're in what you'd call a target-rich environment.
So the question, I guess, for us is, do we go to Dragonstar, where both Mara and Terrence, one, are from? Terrence knows the temple there, and from what I've gathered, Mara does as well. We might have a good chance of not having to hide and being able to get more help. Or do we take the chance of going to the city of Namar, possibly disguising ourselves to get in so that we're not seen, and seeking help there?
The only thing that Mara would be concerned about going back to Dragonstar is that the reason that she left and went to the Temple of Tyr in the first place was because the people there at that Church of Jehovah was like extremely snooty, and she would probably be concerned about them like betraying us, basically.
Right. And that would be, unfortunately, I think Terrence would be unaware of that aspect of it, because most of his training was done with another paladin out in the field. So,
DM.
Well, I am aware of it, so.
No, I know. I'm just saying. So hearing that, he would be very upset to hear that. But that would, he was
How are we talking like travel of days, of months? Like how long would it take us to get from all the way to Dragonstar, and how far out of the way?
So several days. So really, you're looking at several days either way you go. The route to Dragonstar is going to be a lot less. You're not going to be cutting through any like major forest. Going to Dragonstar.
Mara will suddenly remember her best friend, and she like suddenly longs to see her. So she's going to vote for Dragonstar regardless, even with the temple problem. But
okay, so to clarify the terms, if we get an egg in our possession and don't return it to Jormungandr, at that point we have a problem. But
I don't know.
Is that what he told you to do?
he said that if Devlynn fails him one more time, he dies by my hand.
So then we need to find out what Devlynn needs to do at this point.
Oh, he needs to get Jormungandr the eggs. That's what I remember.
Yeah. Well, he failed that one already. Now, has Jormungandr changed the missive for him, or is he still on the same missive? That's the question. That
it was
when he comes up.
It was a multi-step. Like, it wasn't just the eggs we had in possession. From what I remember, the conversation we had with Devlynn, it was all of the eggs.
So as you guys,
can I roll a?
Actually, I'm gonna have you guys just kind of chit chat back and forth, right? As kind of the night progresses. Devlynn.
There he is.
As you still lay in your catatonic state, your brain, albeit broken at this point, you kind of remember a scene in your mind. What are you remembering?
He remembers a little boy screaming in joy, running down a sandy bank. Of a fire redhead woman swooping down, grabbing him, lifting him in the air, and throwing him in a twirling motion, and he screams in laughter as he takes some water and kind of throws it around him in a somersault fashion and gets grabbed and held aloft by his mother.
That's so cute.
It's the one scene over all the decades of hell, of not knowing if she's still alive, of everything he endured in Tornsail. This one core memory of happiness and life. He's just sitting there, just watching this one moment on loop, over and over. Bixby tries once to try and intercept the woman, to try and reach out to her. But it's a memory, and he just passes right through.
trying to decide if I... there's no point in keeping it private. Okay, so, as Devlynn still remains unconscious, I was going to jot it down and then just shoot Devlynn a message, and then that way he would know. But at this point, I want everyone to have stakes in the game as well. Devlynn, those two bands that run about your arm, they are markings, but they are markings of a curse. You are now marked with the curse of failure.
One more time, you broke up.
You are now marked with the curse of failure. This means that until you figure out a way to redeem yourself and or fix it,
I'm on strike 2.
You permanently have 2 failures on death saving throws.
Oh.
So now you say that. Does that mean that everybody knows this now?
No.
Or okay, we don't know
right.
this yet.
It's DM allowed meta knowledge.
Yeah, basically.
I understand that. That's what I was trying to understand. Because I was forming a plan already, and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be.
We would still want to get him to a temple post-haste, though.
We have to.
Yeah.
We have to figure out which temple we're going to go to.
If the Eldritch Knights get hold of another dragon egg, I don't know what that means. We've got to beat them there.
But at the same time, if we go into Namar and get caught, then what?
Sounds like Devlin's going to die either way.
Third option, it would be a little out of our way, but does anybody know of a place where we can get some water-breathing potions?
Nope. Possibly in Namar. I mean, it's a pretty big city.
I mean, if Devlynn needs to be healed in a temple, what better temple than one of the deep? The only problem is only one person out of this party, only one creature out of this party can breathe underwater, which is why I suggest potions of water breathing.
Oh, you mean like to go back towards the ocean the direction we came and go in the ocean in that direction? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
No, because I mean the only city that's nearby is Neverwater, and it's they're dead, and it's all desert around there. I doubt that they would be concerned with water breathing potions. I mean, that's a guess. Cam, can I do a history check or something? Just, I mean, if I've read anything about cities or potions available, I don't know. I doubt I would know much of anything.
Sure.
A straight roll or roll with disadvantage?
Straight roll.
19.
Albison, in all of your time reading and everything that you have read, never once do you recollect hearing of a temple dedicated to any type of water deity.
I'll share that with Roger. I think we're down to 2 options. Now, my personal vote is we go into Mars because I think that Dragonstar would be out of the way. It's even further south, so it would not only be a couple days there, but then that would be a couple days out of the way. Whereas Numar is at least in the general direction of where we're supposed to go.
My thought too. As much as I want to visit your hometowns, we're putting
guess
off
we're
a lot. We're
I guess we're
delaying a lot of things we'd like to do.
We're technically on a time crunch with the whole blue dragon thing, too.
Then just before sunrise, we need to start heading out towards Namar. That's just the way we have to do it because we have to get there.
I would suggest that only one or two of us take Devlynn into the city, if need be. The rest of us can stay out. The less of us in the city, the better.
I think
split the party.
I
Makes
think
sense.
as a paladin, I would probably have the best chance of getting the temple to do what we need him to do.
And as someone
you
who
mean
can
that-
psychic, and as someone who can connect with all of you, I should attend as well.
I don't know, Terrence, if you should be the one to go. I mean, you kind of have a mark on you, as in they were specifically killing paladins of Yehovah.
They were doing that in another continent.
Fasari, right?
Yeah. That was a whole
Yeah.
other continent. They weren't doing that here.
But I guess if the Eldritch Knights are on this continent, there's always that threat.
Well, that's true.
That's kind of my thought. I'm guessing there's a couple Eldritch Knights around here. They should be on their way to the Blue Dragon, too. They might be in Namar, chilling. I don't know.
I mean, regardless, Terrence is right. He and Muriel are the best two to go in if we're going to limit it to two people and Devlin.
And I
I
can
don't
be
know. I
stealthy.
think maybe it might be better if we send Mara and Muriel. Mara's got the muscles, but she's not. She doesn't have the target on her back.
Mara, can you...
You and Terrence both have targets on your back. That's all my thought is. You, because you're you.
That's
with
actually
better
valid.
history. And then Terrence with being a paladin of Yehovah.
Does Mara have the credentials to get Terrence into a temple?
Devlin, you mean?
Muriel can do. She can talk her
Yeah.
way in.
I'll
I mean,
do my
it's a
best.
temple of Jehovah, so I mean,
You're a follower of Jehovah
Technically-
now.
I was going to say,
technically anybody.
should be able to go in and get healed.
Might I point out that you guys are assuming it's a temple of Jehovah?
So
That's fair.
Oh,
We'll
I
take-
thought when
We're-
you
we're
said
just-
that, I'm sorry.
No,
we
take
we're-
at
any
least know
temple.
for sure that
So you said that I would know where two temples were.
You just know of
I
you
know-
know of two temples. I didn't tell you what they were.
Well, okay, so I
That's
know
valid.
that one of them is the Temple of Jehovah because that's the one that's in Dragonstar. That was kind of, but
well, there's
you're
another
right. I
temple of
don't-
Tyr in Dragonstar as well. So
Oh, that's true. So I only know those two.
If we're going to Namar, what temples does Terrence know of?
The one that he knows of in Damar is a temple of Tyr.
Okay.
Then Mara should be the one to come. Mara, feel like a girl's day? With Devlin.
Well, I think
I'm
that
down.
We need
Let's
to
do
get-
it.
I think we need to get as close as we can to Namar with all of us, and then you guys go over there.
All right, we're traveling. Let's go.
Well, we need to wait until the morning to travel.
I'm rested up. Let's go.
It's not that. We need to be able to see.
I can
Not
see.
all of us have.
I've got my big stupid
Okay.
goggles on, so I'm ready.
I can put light on your shield, too.
Alright, so
So we're traveling
um,
at night now?
Well, that's true. We're going to be traveling. Are we going to travel the path that's there?
so at this point, by now, it's probably pre-dawn the next morning. You guys have sat up overnight, talking the plans, trying to figure out which way you're going. You've made the decision to go to the royal city. And as you kind of break camp, you've got three options. You can either go the road through the forest. You can go through the forest without the road. Or you can go on the southbound and up.
I vote the forest without the road.
I mean, I feel like the danger's the same in the forest whether we go by road or not.
Just
But
remember-
it might be slightly faster traveling on the road.
So
Well, it's
here's
not gonna- it's gonna be
so
slower
here's
going
what I will
through.
say. From where you're at now to get to Namar, really regardless of which road path you take, either through the woods or all the way down south and up. Well, actually, no, hold on. If you go the north route and let's see.
I'm so grateful for a dad DM who helps us figure stuff out.
Alright, so if you take the south route and like Deer Glen and go up that way, it's roughly gonna take you I'd probably say fairly close to about 5 days.
We're running out of time.
If you go the north route, you could probably shave a day or two at best, so it might take you 3 to 4 days. If you cut through the woods, granted it is the, as the crow flies, shortest path. It is going to be difficult terrain, and it's going to still take you 5 to 7 days, because it's going to be a little bit more exhaustive.
All right, road it is.
I think we go up to north. And,
I was gonna say it wouldn't make sense to go south anyway, because at
Yeah.
that point we'd be closer to Dragonstar.
yep.
So
And if we know that the without road path through the woods is slower, there's no point. So let's just go road through the woods.
As long as we don't
Yeah.
encounter our big bad undead skeleton friends again.
I don't think they followed us outside of the
Yeah.
Badlands. Or sorry, Freelands.
We're assuming
I mean, we haven't heard from them in over a day.
we lost them.
Even I can shamble faster than that.
Alright, so, by this point, you guys have been on the road for a couple of days. Weather's been decent. You've stopped and made camp at least the first night. No issues there.
Long rest.
I would say at this point, no. I'm gonna say that based on you're not sleeping very comfortably. You're probably all still sleeping in your armor as you try to sleep. And you're just really not in a good spot, so no long rest.
Plus, we're also having to carry Devlynn.
There's also
Take turns.
there's also the carry and Devlynn.
And by that I mean you three take turns. It's not me or Alice.
Mar with her big beefy muscles.
Right?
Just do this.
Just put him in a bag of holding.
with his
man.
head
Shove his body in the bag of holding.
with his head sticking out so he can breathe.
Right?
I'm not above it.
And this is how Devlin dies.
Son of a gun. I went through all
Kidding,
that
of
trouble.
course. Kidding, of course.
All that trouble for nothing.
Are you though?
Are you though?
Yes.
He's
For
sweet.
DM iteration, I will say kidding.
So, by the second night, you guys are on the road, middle of the woods. You've come to kind of the central fork in the road, where one path leads off to the north, leading into the Elven lands, and the other one continues to head west. Obviously, you know what direction you're going in, so that's not up for debate. I need you guys to explain how and where you're going to set up your camp for the evening.
Having lived in the forest for quite a bit of time, I'm going to go off the road, probably about 50 yards or so. 20 to 50 yards, enough so that we could find our way back the road if we need to, but far enough off the road that we won't be seen. Find a nice try and find a little divot in the ground, or find the base of a big tree or something. Kind of just nestle in.
Okay.
That's what Albus would suggest.
Terrence would suggest that we have a fire, and that we keep it going throughout the night to ward off any of the curious animals that may be larger than what we want to deal with.
Maybe Mara and I, with me holding them and her swinging the hammer, we can we just stick dead logs in the ground and create kind of, I don't know, some kind of physical barrier. Not like a perfect wall, but at least something.
I'd talk to the whatever small animals are around, rabbits or squirrels or whatever, and try and convince them to keep an eye out for us. Let me know if there's anybody in the area.
I'll have you do a persuasion check, and what's the purpose of this wall?
The purpose of the wall is to, if we're nestled at the base of a tree and the tree goes kind of like this, I want to create a barrier that gives us a little more enclosure.
Okay.
A shelter, in other words?
Basically, just a little bit more of a wall around our front,
Okay.
so that we aren't quite as exposed from the front. And I would definitely insist that we build some form of a shield against the fire to keep it from glowing as brightly as it might have, just to deter any sentient creatures who come across us.
Okay.
Or to at least keep us from being as visible.
The DM I just rolled survival again just to see how good Albus is, and I got another natural 20. Can Albus have the smarts to suggest the type of fire where you dig a hole in the ground and you have the type of fire that a lot of survivalists use?
You're talking about a Dakota fire pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can Albus have that too?
Yes.
I rolled another natural 20
Yeah.
on survival. So I rolled a 17 on persuasion.
Yep, I saw that. So you guys get your camp set up. Albus, as best as you can, you try to get the small animals to help out. A few agree here and there, but not all of them are strictly convinced.
The squirrels are the hardest ones.
They
to
really
convince.
are. Squirrels are evil.
Squirrel!
Yeah. The Dakota hole fire is built. Wall is kind of set up. Even a little earth shielding around where the hole is dug out to keep any flames from coming up from being seen. Who's, out of the 5 people, who's keeping watch?
I've still got disadvantage on
stay with our
text.
first initial, because that means it.
Time. I've got disadvantage on checks for another sleep.
I would see if Mara would take watch with me.
Well, and so I would have had watch with Devlynn, and you would have had watch with Raja, Muriel.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you have a disadvantage on it, you're still.
Let's pair up.
But the only thing is,
Hey, Terrence.
I'm not with anyone.
I like link arms with Terrence and say, Terrence is my watch buddy.
Well, I feel betrayed.
Raja! Hey,
Noah?
let's be partners.
I like when Mara turns her back and I'm looking over her shoulder at Raja, I go to indicate that he should not be her watch buddy.
Oh.
Come on, Raja. Come
Raja's
on,
a little
buddy.
slow tonight.
Yes. All right.
Yes, you'll do it? Okay, cool.
Okay.
I will mentally flick you.
Ow.
Who are you mentally flicking?
Raja.
Alright, she thumps you for 2 points of psychic damage, Raja.
Mara,
that book that I gave you, I just remembered that I never asked for it back. Could I possibly get that back?
Muriel, I forgot about this book. Do you mind handing it to Albus when you find him again? And she'll walk over to Raja. Are we taking first watch?
Yes.
That was weird.
I hold this book and I'm like, I didn't want to be drawn into the middle of this. And I look down at Devlynn's like still form and I say, I need you back so that we can discuss the drama. And I just hold the book out to Albus like it's a cursed object and just
That was weird. I don't.
Mara and Raja had walked off to do first watch, by the way.
I look at Albus and
Right.
I'll mentally flick him too.
Ow! What?
You need to talk to your woman.
1 point of psychic damage.
Ow!
I remember that being weaker. Ooh. I like this. Maybe this was the right choice. You need to talk to your woman.
All
We
right,
can't have infighting in the party.
So with 5 of us, that puts somebody at a very big disadvantage on a watch by themselves. So we can't have that.
It'll be fine.
Just let Albus sleep.
I'll play
Yeah.
my violin.
Well, I think Albus has some of the small animals
Exhaustion.
around looking out for
Oh.
us as well. So he's kind of on watch the whole time.
The small
So-
animals can be his buddy.
Yeah.
Like he's got an owl.
Alright,
He's just got this gigantic freaking horned owl.
Raja, Mara, perception checks.
Okay.
Scared of this one.
To be fair, Raja, the
geez.
last time you and I were on watch together, didn't end well.
Yeah.
So I think it's time we shake it up, don't you?
Mara's still mad and thinking about Albus, and she rolled a 6.
Oh my god.
Albus, are you asleep? Did you roll that one?
Roger rolled a 5.
Oh my
For
god.
11.
This is gonna hurt.
No, I rolled a 6 total. Like,
Oh my gosh.
she's
Hey, are
distracted as all get out.
Are you wearing the goggles at least?
I am.
Because I'm not casting dark vision on myself, so I mean, could that be a little
Oh, good lord.
Do you not see these big ugly things on my face, Raja?
guidance or something?
He can't see Jack right now. It's all you, girl.
She gets up in his face. Do you see this?
Okay, so
Oh
an 11 and a 6.
This is a mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're screwed. Ready for another fight?
Oh, I hate it when he goes silent.
I know. So
DM?
uncomfortable.
I'm thinking, shut
Roll
up.
Initiative. He can't think and talk at the
I
same
really
time.
can't.
Most men can't. It's fine.
Yeah. We're used to it, Brandon. It's all good.
It's cool.
Are you guys trying to poke the bear? Because
No.
We are.
Listen,
no, not at all.
After
Big,
the-
bushy, wonderful beard. You're amazing. Sorry.
So,
I'm a little bit salty because my TMJ is back from the stress I just undertook, alright? So just let me be salty.
so as you guys are finishing up on your watch, not the most stealthy you guys have ever been, by the way.
what?
Alba, suddenly, a few of your squirrel buddies kind of start barking at you.
Oh, squirrels are barking.
Damn, what's going on? What's up?
As you hear kind of on the road these sounds of hoofbeats and carriages.
And what?
Hoofbeats and carriages.
Oh, carriages.
Or Terrigens.
Yeah, I did too. I was like, what's a terrigen?
Enough, with really being enough that it's kind of, it's shaking the ground. That's how many are coming through.
Oh, is this like a Robin Hood thing? We're gonna steal from the rich.
And you
Did the squirrels give me anything specific, or are they just getting my attention?
basically just getting your attention. At this point, all the noise in the forest completely stops.
I was really hoping for a squirrel voice.
It just goes completely silent.
Nice. I'll shake everybody awake.
And there's not any squirrel voices.
It's everything I've ever wanted.
Squirrel voices.
That's the squirrel voices.
I can die happy now.
Yeah.
What did you see? What did you see?
Oh God.
I'll wake up everybody and just kind of quietly shake them awake, and just and point to my ear.
Okay, so
I flatten myself to the ground.
Okay.
Like we're not doing this again.
I'm going to have all of you, with the exception of Devlynn, do a stealth check.
I think
Yeah, because that's
Oh no!
Out of
Oh
curiosity,
my gosh. I got a 6.
what did you do to Devlin? Is he just out and open is he in a blanket?
He's
everyone be-
kind of laying down.
I want to imagine that you all are trying to be selfie and Devlin is just...
There.
He's out.
I think we had a running joke that every time we stopped, we would change his position, and so we started making fun of at least Albus and Muriel, maybe, because
for sure.
I was a little bit more.
I would have certainly covered him up with something to keep him warm at night.
I think Albus. So Albus, before he went to bed, he moved Devlin, so he's like this.
He's posing.
Alright, so, we've got a 6. That's a nat 20.
Raja rolled a 12 with his disadvantage.
I got a 13.
I got
a natural 20.
Okay, so,
For what?
enough...
I got a 15.
So, enough of you passed that you pass. Basically, it was going to be if 3 of you failed, you all failed.
Oh, thank goodness.
But only
My nat
2.
20 has to count for 2. Just
Yeah.
saying.
The other thing...
You're 2 and I'm the 3rd.
The other thing that completely saved you was the fact that Alba suggested digging the Dakota fire hole. Because had you have had a standalone fire, you would be in combat right now.
Try and take your advice, not fight everything you throw at us.
So, as you kind of peer up towards the road, you see what appears to be not quite 100. I'm gonna go, from what you can tell, more than 50, less than 100. You just see kind of scattered torches throughout.
Good gracious.
Hmm.
That's a war party.
Wow.
And
There's no...
they're there for probably a good 5 to 10 minutes. And you hear
So you said
the blast of
you
a
broke
horn.
up. You said 500?
No, more than 50, less than 100.
That's okay.
Rough estimate.
Can I see what their attire is? What city they belong to?
Not from where you're at, no. At this point, your only goal in life is to stay down, stay out of sight. That's
very
it.
quietly. Yes.
So this is not the time for Terrence to walk up and go, "Hi, my name's
That's
Terrence. What's
right.
your name?"
So
I will sweep your leg.
Are they coming from the city or to the city?
It looks like they're heading towards the city. Based on just kind of general direction, they're coming from... It looks like they are coming from the east, traveling west.
So they're going to Namar too.
Same direction.
Fan-flippin-tastic.
We can't catch a break, can we?
And
Not this time.
that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
I had a feeling. Okay.
So, hey, I hope everybody enjoyed tonight's episode. This was actually one of my more recent favorites. Appreciate you sticking around. Again, I'll try to have the videos up. Last week's video will premiere tomorrow evening. I'm actually gonna start editing tonight. I'll be right after, since I've got the thumbnail already done, so I'll try to have it up. That way you can watch both of them. And yeah, we will see you all next Thursday, with the exception of Terrence. Terrence, we will miss you next week. Until then, have a fantastic evening. God bless. See you next week.